welcome to the last episode of VAMK Academic Adventures. Today, in this episode, we'll be discovering about the master programs available in VAMK and also from the honest opinions of our own lecturer and also our student that is studying in master programs. So we have two guests today and let's introduce them. So first, hello Adebayo.
Yes, hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. The sun is shining today, so I'm feeling nice. So could you a little bit introduce us, who you are?
Okay, briefly, my name is Adebayo Agbejule. I've been in VAMK since 1997, and at the beginning of 2016, we had this master's program in project management, which I'm currently coordinating, and I also teach in the mechanical and energy engineering department.
Mm-hmm. Okay, nice seeing you here again, Adebayo. Thank you for coming. Okay. Hello, Pablo. So could you introduce who you are and what you're studying?
Absolutely. Thanks for the invitation here today. So my name is Pablo Cisneros. I'm originally from Mexico. I came to Finland about 5 years ago. And now I'm a student at the master's program in project management on the engineering branch at VAMK. And it's nice to be here. Thank you.
Okay, nice to be here. I'm Kay, and I'll be hosting today's episode, but also discussing and a little bit about the master's program here. Because I know there are like different master programs here in VAMK in both business side and technology engineering side. So could you tell like generally how these programs are designed like?
Yeah, because the idea of the master's program is kind of like targeted to students who are basically working in industries and have probably maybe minimum 2 years of working experience. Mm-hmm. And then they would like to probably gain some knowledge that can enhance their practical skills in the various industries. So we have currently many master's programs, and I'm basically in the project management side, and we design the curriculums usually by talking to the industries and then seeing the industry needs and then designing the curriculum to fit the current needs of the industries. So which means that we must be dynamic and flexible. Mm-hmm. So from year to year, we try to see the current trends in the industry, talk to them, and then try to see whether our programs are designed to match their current industrial needs.
So it's like it's always up to date with the current industry and kind of matching. And also, since the requirement is the students should have prior work experience, so not straight after bachelor's or not something like a little bit of work experience already.
Yeah, because we want them to be able to use the knowledge they gain in the program to improve practices at their working place. So if you don't have a working place, you just have the knowledge. And then I prefer that the students have some kind of, not problems, challenges in their working environment. They bring it to the lectures. And then we look at it from a theoretical perspective, and they go back and they improve the situation. So there's a kind of interaction between theory and practice. So that is the key focus of the program. So we really prefer to have students who have some working experience in their own different fields. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And I think that is really important. And it sounds kind of like a mentor and more like, rather than a teacher, more like mentoring kind of design. Is it correct?
Yes, I tell my students that they shouldn't call me teacher. Pablo is smiling.
I can confirm.
Yes, I prefer that. I prefer this kind of coaching and mentoring because some of them are managers. You have project managers, project controllers. I can't teach them.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I think maybe Pablo can also, since we're already on this topic about more mentoring and more coaching, like how do you feel as a student studying here, even though of course you're already working outside at the moment, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah. So just to go back to the point that Ade made before. So it is in fact a prerequisite to work in this program to already have some experience, like working experience. So referring to what you asked about the mentoring approach, I think it's since many or all the participants in the program already have working experience from previous years, or they are currently working in the industry, or I myself work at the university here next door. So it is very true, and I think a very accurate approach to not like the teacher, although you prefer not to be called teacher, is like guiding you on the journey rather than like, so it sort of makes you think and question yourself what you currently do at work and how to like connect the theory you learn in the classroom with the practice that you currently do or have done previously at work. So it's in that way like more of the mentoring way of doing things, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that is really, I think, interesting. And also because, of course, it's different in the University of Applied Sciences and universities also, because for universities, as much as I know, like they can go straight into masters without having any work experience. So I think this is a little bit more different.
Right.
Yeah, but of course, I'm also like currently a bachelor student, and after working a few years, I also plan to study masters myself. So this can be prior knowledge, like how I can be, which master program I can choose. So for me, maybe this is kind of useful since I will attend only masters after having and gaining work experience.
Yep, that is if you want to come to the applied sciences to do your master's. But if you are going to the university directly, then you don't need to work, as Pablo mentioned earlier.
Definitely, yeah. So I guess like back onto the learning experience, like because you have studied the program yourself also. So how maybe you can give us an example of how it has been helping you so far in your work also, like trying to connect these theories and also to your real world working experience.
Okay, so I have been working in projects, like fully in projects for about 3 years now. And although I have learned like the theoretical part at the university here in Finland before, also back home in Mexico, I studied industrial engineering as well. So I knew some of the theories and like the methodologies and tools and things to like manage and handle projects. However, now doing the work and the studies at the same time has allowed me to make the connections like in real time and to bring perhaps some of the knowledge that I've gained from the past and try to apply or to think, okay, I'm doing certain things A, B, C at work and I know how it's done, but I might not know what it is in theory. So it's good to see in the inside the classroom, guided by the mentor, like, okay, this methodology, and then you sort of click, okay, I've used this thing without knowing I was using that thing, you know. So it's a really nice way of handling your study journey, being in the classroom with other people who are currently working in the industry, local industry or national industry, and also having experience from other countries. That brings a wide diversity of like points of view to the classroom, which is also like it enriches the whole experience.
It sounds like really much more adding value to the work experience and your study experience also already. Yeah. Do you have any points do you want to add to
I'm
that?
fine. He said it right.
Yes. I think that is really good thing for me to know as well. And of course, for all the potential students who wants to study masters right here at VAMK, the students are also, as you're also working and studying at the same time, how do you think that you can balance it? Like, is it too hard to balance since it's going, parallel together?
Well, I must say that luckily it hasn't been too demanding, and therefore it allows you to handle your working life and personal life as well alongside the studies. And since the courses the lectures are held rather on the weekends, on Saturdays, on average, I would say like every other, although there's like 2 in a row and then like 2 weeks gap. So on average, maybe every other week. So I think it's rather easy to keep the balance with your working and personal life and the studies at this stage of your life, where, doing like many plates on your hands, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't have a family myself. Maybe it's a different story for those who have kids. But yeah, from my experience, I think you can manage to keep the balance. So yeah, I would encourage people to to try it.
That is also good to know, because some people might worry, like if they have to stop working, like, if they want to study master. So now that it's like you can balance it, you can try to have a balance, not just between work and studies, but also with your personal life. I think that is a really good add-on educational experience for those who want to study masters as well. But from not a teacher, from a mentor's point of view, as you would not like to be called a teacher, like from a mentor and from more of a coach view, how do you think it's like working with these, guiding these students from different parts of the world coming to study masters? How is the classroom experience for you as well?
Of course, I also came to Finland to study as a student. I have gone through most of the journey, so I kind of understand them. I can even empathize with their situation. So I try to encourage them through this difficult time, because coming to a new culture becomes very difficult. But in the classroom, like Pablo mentioned, the different experiences from the students from different parts of the world, it kind of enriches the class discussion, because usually I try to connect the lectures to practical life. So usually the assignments I give them, I try to make sure they connect it to their practical life or to their practical experiences. So when you have these different experiences from different parts of the globe, I think the classroom becomes very enriching. From a teacher's perspective or a mentor's perspective, I think it also helps me to understand and how to manage this diverse group of students who are interested to learn from me. So that is something that I always keep in mind.
That's really wonderful that you can provide as a teacher, as a guide, as a coach to the students here. And of course, as you've been a student as well, so you know what they have. So there's more empathy from the lecturers themselves as well. Yeah. And inside classrooms, lectures, and apart from that, are there like any research projects that the teachers themselves go, or like VAMK itself goes, that also the students can join?
Yes, actually we discussed that last year. So this year I'm trying hard to see if I can integrate some of the students in the research projects I do. For example, I'm currently working on this project in VAM called Flexible Energy Systems Integration and Optimization, and we're also currently doing projects in carbon capture and storage. So with regard to energy systems, I've tried to encourage students to do projects in like digitalization of project management, or digitalization of renewable energy systems, and even some are actually working on artificial intelligence, the role they play in project management. So I think in the next class I'm going to have with them in the research method class, then I'm now prepared to give them a lot of potential topics that might be connected to the projects I'm doing, because we just discussed that last year that we should really encourage or connect the VAMK Master students to the different projects that we are doing currently in VAMK.
Okay, so the students themselves can get opportunities more in the future to be part of the research projects as well.
Yes, even though they are not paid, but it's more like a knowledge. So I think the payment will come later in their future career.
Yeah, definitely. I think the experience to be able to be part of this will help a lot for also in maybe even for their current work experiences as well.
Yeah.
So what about you, Pablo? Have you ever like participated in any research projects in VAMK, or like have you done some projects that is related to your work in your school as well?
During my time studying at VAMK, we started in September 2023. And I haven't been part of any research project in VAMK. However, of course, in order to graduate, you need to write a thesis.
Yes.
And my plan so far is to use the project I'm working on in real life, like my job, what I do in my project, like to find a case about certain topic that I might be interested in, and study it like further in detail, and use that as my case for the thesis. So I haven't been yet, at least, working in any project that is being conducted at VAMK. But through your thesis, and now it's good to hear that you will be presenting some potential topics on how to bring students on board. So yeah, there's possibilities to conduct research, of course, but it would be nice for those especially that maybe are new in Finland and don't have a work here yet, that they are given the possibilities via the same university where we're studying. So.
And of course, since you're already working, you can also already choose a topic that will be related. So the master's you're doing, will not be separate. The thesis you're doing will be separate from the work that you're doing outside also. So I think that is like a plus benefit for your real life working experience as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It relates like very heavily with what I said before, that I do my work in certain way in real life. But then what we've learned in the classroom, it's like, okay, so this is actually called X method, or it's related to this theory. So then maybe like applying the actual work, the practice with the theory and so on. So I consider myself lucky of having a job that I can choose as for my thesis. It's nice in that way that you can apply your own topics from your life that you're interested in, and like make the connections with theory and of course the proper research questions.
And of course now you're also you started your studies. Like, do you have any challenges and how did you overcome them?
Well, so far, I mean, the usual challenges with the deadlines, regular studying issues. I think usually when you're a student, regardless of the age, you tend to leave things for the last moment. So it's hard to keep up perhaps with the deadlines, but then that's just it's a mindset thing. Like if you have the deadlines clear in your head, so far I haven't missed a deadline.
Okay, that's great.
But one time I forgot that something was, so I had been working on it, but I just didn't finish like the conclusions or something. So I was just hurrying up the last night before submission. So luckily, I haven't had any major challenges, to be honest. There is some commuting, or there's been some commutings to Seinäjoki, because I don't know if this has been mentioned before. It's like a joint program with VAMK, for instance. So the commuting back and forth, it's not a challenge, but you gotta wake up earlier, and there's certain Saturday that you need to go, and so on. But nothing really major that life-changing challenge.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, that's great. That's great. But yeah, and also Adebayo, do you see any, of course you've had to handle with so much students, do you hear any challenges that students had to go through, and did you have to help them come through these?
Yes, I think the key challenges the students have, especially the foreign students who's coming from Asia, Africa into the program, we have different learning culture, study cultures. So sometimes they might not even understand what the teacher is saying, probably what the Finnish teacher said. So I think those are the places that I try to meet them and try to tell them to relax. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve. I mean, the learning curve doesn't kill anybody. So it's just to be able to understand. I think that's the key challenge, this cultural differences. So actually, we have the international year this year, VAMK, and we are trying to see if we can also encourage more teachers to actually, I wouldn't say develop, but try to be aware of their cultural intelligence so that they can understand students from different backgrounds. Because sometimes you get a message and you wonder, hey, what do you mean? But it's just his culture. So I think those are the key challenges. And also one will be to be able to find companies in Finland where the foreign students can have some training or practical training to help them to really connect it, because sometimes it's not so easy, because if they don't have companies to do their thesis, then it becomes a big challenge for me as a teacher to find out what kind of thesis they should do, what are the right methodology they should use in their master's thesis. So that's the key challenge that I have as a mentor for them.
Yeah, I think cultural differences are a very big thing, and you can have misunderstandings just because of the cultural differences.
Yeah.
Both the students, the international students who come to study abroad, must also prepare to have a more open mindset when studying abroad.
Yeah, because in some cultures they expect that, like in Africa when I was growing up, you expect the teacher must have all the answers. And you come to Finland, the teacher tells you, I don't even know. Then you're wondering, why is he here if he doesn't even know? This differences is what sometimes they tell me that, the teachers don't tell them that no response. I say he doesn't know. He's a teacher. It doesn't mean he should have all the answers. So different cultures with different ways of how teachers are viewed and how students are allowed to ask questions and not to ask questions. So these are the things I try to encourage those foreign students who approach me that, hey, just take it easy. The world is not a place we kill ourselves. We are here to study and to encourage one another.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd like to add something about the. So, for example, you've been for such a long time in Finland already.
Yeah.
That you could be considered like a double agent here, like like a Finn, but then also from Ghana as well.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is that having so many nationalities in the classroom, and having a teacher, a mentor who is aware of both sides, of the Finnish side and the non-Finnish side,
Right.
that's also a really nice approach, because you have been able to communicate properly with both Finnish students and non-Finnish students like myself. So this, I don't know, I think this is a really nice thing as well. This is like a plus in the program to me. So yeah, something to consider.
Yeah, I think that's really a good point, because
Thank you very much for that. But I'm not James Bond. I'm not a double agent.
but somehow you are helping the students becoming more adept. And because of course, like since you're also an international student yourself, but were there very like big cultural differences that you had to adapt when studying in Finland in compared to when you study in Mexico?
Well, I don't remember all of them, but something related to studying is also similar to what you said. In Mexico, for example, you would expect the teacher to sort of provide you with the tools and what you need in order to complete the course successfully. But then here, it's more like, and it's not like better or worse, it's just different, right?
Yeah.
So, but then one coming from elsewhere is expecting something to happen, but then it just doesn't happen. So then you end up like sort of beating yourself up, like, what did I do something wrong? Is teacher mad at me, or what did I do?
Yeah.
So here is more like a hands-on approach, like independent working.
Independent.
So you're giving with the articles, with the lectures, with the tools, and then you go through them on yourself. And the next lecture you can ask questions, or we can discuss more. So. As I said, it's not better or worse. It's just different, and this is like a mindset you need to switch in your head when you're coming to a different culture in terms of studies, of course.
I think that also already prepares like the students that come from international, so they adapt into international working environments as well. Like of course, now that they had to work together with students from different countries and also experience Finland's education, I guess that is also somehow prepares them to better integrate into international working environment, or even in Finland as well.
Yeah. I agree.
yeah, that's true. And regarding like what you said about the companies, I guess that is also the companies have to better provide more opportunities for the international students regarding the thesis opportunities or even practical trainings, so that could help them further for their studies and thesis.
And we're working on that.
I think it's already start to go, so I think it will go much more better in the future as well.
Yeah, because I think since we're doing the projects with the companies, because most of the projects we have are with companies. So I would say that through that, if the master students are integrated in the research and development project in the school, that becomes another doorway to engage them with the company. So we just started to think about that. So I think as we grow in that part, I think the situation will get better and better.
Yes, I think that's really great. I think it's already started to go way, so I guess it will just go up and improve. Yeah. Okay, so since we've discussed like generally like about personal experience both from Adebayo and Pablo, like what would you say was the best thing I've been studying so far? What is the best thing you would say? Adebayo?
Top 3 at least.
Top 3.
I think the flexibility that the program offers, because everything has been taken into consideration, since it's built, the program is built and meant for people who are working. It's flexible enough to enable you to balance everything in your life. So that's something I've really liked, and yeah, something I'm grateful for. It's been a nice journey so far. So
okay,
all good.
Yes, that's great to know. What about Adebayo? What do you think is the best so far? Working with international students coming from all over the world.
I think that is one. I think what I enjoy mostly is to see the students working in their companies, bringing up these challenges or problems in their companies, and then having the possibility to discuss with my knowledge and experience, and then we come into some kind of solution. It's always a good feeling because then they bring the challenges from the industries, then we bring the knowledge, we interact, we discuss, and we come up with a solution. I think that's a good feeling that the program is achieving its goal.
It really sounds to me like it is like the master program's environment is kind of really designed for the people who are working with flexibility and also working together with your own lecturer, your own teachers as well, which makes it sound really like, more personal, person to person, building connections in the same way. Yeah. So as for the last point, do you have any advices that you want to give to upcoming potential students who want to study masters in VAMK? Maybe we can start with Pablo.
Okay. So I'd just like to say, don't be afraid. Because sometimes when you think like masters, maybe it's like a huge endeavor for you to accomplish. But it's not as you always say, it's just studying. It's not like a life or death matter, right? So don't be afraid. There's ways to handle it. It's flexible and just go for it.
Okay.
That's what I would advise anyone who's planning and studying in VAMK.
Yes, I will take that in mind also, not
Please
to be
do.
afraid. Yes, and what about Adebayo? What advice would you want to give?
To the foreign students, I will tell them they should open up, break their eggshells, integrate, create networks, and then enjoy the network and be patient. And to my Finnish students too, I will tell them that they have a pool of potential colleagues in front of them. They should also get to know the foreign students, integrate, invite them, and see how it goes.
Yes, I will take both of your advices and remember that as well. Yeah, and even though I'm studying bachelor's at the moment, I think really being open and be patient, like what you said, as an international student, and to try to integrate as much as possible has been the key things as me as a student. But of course, I'm not full-time working at the moment. So, but yeah, still, I think this is still one really good point that makes me resilient when studying in Finland as well.
Good.
Yes. Okay. So, but anyways, thank you so much for this great discussion today.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And yes, we'll see you in the future again. Yes.
Definitely. Thank you. Yeah. And have a nice day and enjoy your sun.
Yes. Definitely enjoy the sunlight.
Yeah.
Okay. So bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
So, thank you everyone. We have come to the very last episode of VAMK Academic Adventures, and we hope this series have provided you a great insights and knowledge that will help you to prepare for your journey in Finland or for you to thriving in Finland as an international student. See you soon. Bye-bye.